Okay, this is my second slideshow for my service project, the benefits of a plant-based diet. So the first one hit on the benefits for your health a plant-based diet or a vegan diet can have. This one's going to hit on the benefits that it can have for the environment. So yeah, obviously, it's easy to see that incorporating more plant-based foods into your diet can benefit you health-wise, and you'll also see after this, whether it be from greenhouse gases, land consumption, or water consumption, that switching plant-based can also help the environment. So it can also help the environment as well. So let's get into it. So eating a plant-based diet, according to the one study I used, the one article I used, which can be, I'll have it at the end of the slideshow and in the description, eating a plant-based diet might possibly be the single biggest way to minimize the environmental impact you have. Researchers at the University of Oxford said that removing dairy and meat products from your diet can reduce one's carbon footprint due to food that they consume by up to 73%. So that can take a big cut out of your carbon footprint that you leave behind. A study found that if everyone stopped eating meat and dairy products, global farmland could be reduced by nearly 75%, which is crazy. Which could, obviously bring back land for like prairies or for forests and all that stuff. And this is the same size as the U.S., China, the EU, and Australia combined. And this will cause a significant drop in emissions from greenhouse gases. And it will also free up land that was lost to agriculture, which is one of the main causes for wildlife mass extinction. So that would be good for both wildlife, the environment. So it would be good for a lot of things there. So here's a little picture I found. Each day you eat fully plant-based or fully vegan, you save one animal's life, 1,100 gallons of water, which is about 4,200 liters, 45 pounds of grain, 20 pounds of CO2, and 30 feet squared, 2.8 meters squared of forested land, which is pretty big numbers there. And then that's the link there. So a study was also published in the journal Science, and it took into account the huge effects farming can have on the environment. This study took data from over 40,000 farms in 119 countries. The study shows that the meat and dairy industry is the cause of 60% of agricultural greenhouse gas emissions, which is crazy. So Matt, just cutting that out would take a big chunk out of the greenhouse gas emissions from agriculture. And these products, although it takes up 60% of the agriculture greenhouse gas emissions, it only provides 18% of the world's calories and 37% of the world's protein. So the rest of that, the calories and protein, are coming from plant-based foods. And in this study, researchers looked at a total of 40 agricultural products, and they covered 90% of all food that is eaten. And in the study, researchers looked at how each impacted the environment by analyzing water pollution, air pollution, and the climate change emissions. And some quotes from the study. The lead author, who was Joseph Poore, he had some really good quotes about the whole matter. He said, "A vegan diet is probably the single biggest way to reduce your impact on planet Earth. Not just greenhouse gases, but global acidification, eutrophication, and land use and water use. And it is far bigger than cutting down on your flights or buying an electric car," he explained, which, this would only reduce greenhouse gas emissions. While, the going plant-based, it does more than just greenhouse gas emissions. It also gets farmland back, lowers water consumption and all that stuff. And he also said avoiding consumption of animal products delivers far better environmental benefits than trying to purchase sustainable meat and dairy. So I guess this would mean basically, whether it be pasteurized, wildlife, farm raised and all that stuff, or trying to get your meat or dairy from somewhere that is trying to be more environmentally sustainable. So it's still better. It's by far better to go plant-based. or incorporate vegan foods in instead. And beef raised on natural pastures used 50 times less the cattle raised on deforested land. Even production methods, which are thought to be sustainable, such as grass-fed beef and freshwater fish farming, also can cause environmental problems. And Poor also told The Guardian that converting grass into meat is like converting coal to energy. It comes with an immense cost in emissions. So basically, because the animals need grass to, so basically that's the analogy they're making there. The animals are going to eat the grass, and then you're going to eat the meat, and it's essentially like cold energy. Like there's going to come a problem with that. There's going to be a consequence, and all of the research Poor conducted in his first 5 years. Well, the project has been 5 years, but he first began his research investigating into sustainable dairy and meat production. So he was looking into stuff, into topics such as natural pastures. He was looking into that instead. But he found that a plant-based diet, a vegan diet, is better for the environment. And at first, he wasn't dairy. I mean, he wasn't vegan or fully plant-based. But after a year of his research and investigation, Poor stopped eating animal products altogether. So he became a vegan. And some more benefits of a plant-based diet for the environment. And I'm just going to finish up here. So basically, the big things that we hit were more sustainable food choices. Going plant-based saves around 4,200 liters of water every day. People realize how their food choices, and they save the environment. So generally, people who are plant-based, they're kind of more conscious about this, and people start to understand agriculture and the environmental impact that it has. Again, if you're plant-based, if you're vegan, you plan to kind of be more aware of these things. And plant-based eaters tend to live more green and take care of the environment more. So I guess like I said before, people who are vegan, people who are plant-based, they tend to just be a little more conscious with their everyday life choices. And here are my sources, my citations. So I mean, I think that helping the environment's definitely a huge thing, definitely a good thing we can do. So I think even if it's not going fully vegan, whether it be cutting out chicken once or twice a week, or doing 2 or 3 days a week where you go only plant-based, it can have, especially like we said, when it's 4,200 liters a day and you save an animal's life every day by going plant-based, it can add up. By just doing it 2 or 3 times a week, it can have a huge beneficial impact. So this was the environmental benefits of a plant-based diet. So hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you.